The morning mist hung low over the old cemetery, wrapping every tombstone in a veil of silence. A frail woman in a worn-out shawl moved slowly between the grave, her hands trembling as she placed a small bunch of fresh marigolds on one of them. She whispered a prayer, her cracked lips barely moving. For the world, she was invisible, just another poor soul fighting through life's hardships. But for the woman, this grave was everything she had left. Every week without fail she came, rain or shine. Even when she hadn't eaten for 2 days, she saved a few coins to buy flowers. People often wondered whose grave she visited so faithfully. Some said it was her child, others believed it was her husband's. No one really knew, and no one asked until that day. A black car pulled up near the cemetery gates. The sound of polished shoes crunching over gravel broke the silence. A tall man in a sharp suit, his face pale with grief, walked toward the same grave. In his hand was a bouquet of white lilies. The woman looked up, startled, her tired eyes meeting his. He froze. "That's my wife's grave," he said softly, confusion flickering in his tone. The woman's lips parted and tears welled up. "I know, I've been leaving flowers for her too," she whispered. The man's brows furrowed. "You knew her?" The woman hesitated, clutching the corner of her shawl. "No, sir, not personally, but she helped me once, years ago. When my little boy was sick and I had nothing, she paid for his medicine. I never saw her again. When I read in the paper about her accident, I found this grave. I come here every week to thank her, to pray for her soul." The man's eyes glistened. He stepped closer, his voice shaking. "You're talking about Emily?" The woman nodded. He looked down at the grave, tracing the engraved letters with his hand. Emily Grace Anderson, 1988-2021. "She always had a soft heart," he said, his voice breaking. "Even when she was fighting her own pain, she still gave." They stood in silence for a while, two strangers bound by one woman's kindness. Finally, he turned to her. "What's your name?" "Maria," she replied softly. "Maria," he said thoughtfully, "how long have you been coming here?" 3 years, sir, every Sunday morning." He looked at the wilted marigolds and then at the fresh lilies in his hand. "My wife loved marigolds," he said, a faint smile touching his lips. "Not lilies. I brought the wrong ones all this time." Maria blinked in surprise. "She told me once that marigolds reminded her of sunshine after rain." The man chuckled softly, but his eyes filled with tears again. "That sounds like her." Over the next weeks they began meeting at the grave every Sunday. At first they only exchanged a few words, but slowly their conversations deepened. Maria told him about her son Alex, who was now 10 and still struggling with his health. She worked odd cleaning jobs to keep food on the table, but the world hadn't been kind to her. The man, Daniel Anderson, CEO of Anderson Group, listened quietly. He never mentioned his wealth, nor did she ever ask. One day, as they stood by the grave, Daniel said, "You know, Emily always wanted to open a foundation to help mothers like you. She believed one act of kindness could change a life." Maria smiled sadly. It did, hers did. That night, Daniel couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about Maria's devotion, about her son, about Emily's unfulfilled dream. By morning, he had made a decision. A month later, Maria received a letter. It was neatly folded and sealed with a golden emblem. Inside was a note written in elegant handwriting. "Dear Maria, your faith and kindness have inspired me. My wife's dream was to help those in need. You've reminded me of that dream. I've started the Emily Grace Foundation, and I want you to be part of it. A small home is waiting for you and Alex. You'll never have to worry about food or medicine again. Daniel Anderson." Maria's tears fell onto the paper. Her hands shook as she pressed it to her heart. She looked up at the ceiling, whispering, "Thank you, Emily." Months passed, and Maria's life transformed. The small, crumbling apartment she once lived in was replaced by a cozy home filled with laughter. Alex's health improved, and Maria began working with the foundation, helping other mothers like her find hope again. Every Sunday she still went to the cemetery. Only now Daniel went with her. They would bring marigolds, always marigolds, and place them gently on Emily's grave. "Do you think she knows?" Maria asked once, her voice trembling. Daniel smiled faintly. "She does. She brought us together." The wind whispered through the trees, carrying the scent of marigolds through the air, like sunshine after rain. Moral message: kindness never dies. Sometimes the smallest act of compassion can plant the seed of hope that blooms years later. Life has a way of bringing people together for reasons beyond understanding, and love, even in loss, continues to heal.